I'm a type of person that kind of started collecting Japanese learning books because I really, really enjoy learning from different textbooks. I feel like each one offers a unique approach on the same theme, and that's something that I really enjoy. Maybe you are someone that prefers having a small group of resources, but I'm someone who really enjoys searching different resources online and seeing which one works better for me. Every time I buy a new book, I always make sure that I will review it and I will study it. So it's not just collecting dust on my bookshelf. If there is a book that I really don't like, obviously I won't force it, but that doesn't happen often. Most of my books that I bought are books that I actually enjoyed using, so I hope you also enjoy. I will be talking about 4 different vocabulary books for beginners. These are mostly for N4 and N5 levels of the JLPT exam. Each book has a different publisher. For example, the first one is called Hajimete no Nihongo Nuryoku Shiken. It's a book from the same people that created the Matome. The second book, which is called the Nihongo Tango Speed Master. This book is from the same people that created the Speed Master series, which is also quite famous. The best vocabulary builder. And this one is from Japan Times, which is also a really quite known publisher. Finally, you have the Kanzen Master Tango Nihongo Nouryoku Shiken. It's created by the same people that did the new Kanzen Master series. I will rank the books by all these 4 categories, and at the end of this video you will be able to see my final thoughts. And before we start, I also wanted to point out that all of the books have this red filter on it, which is quite handy because it obscures the answers. It's a nifty little feature that really will help you improve your studying routine. So for the first category, difficulty level. So between these 4 books, I think that these 2 are a bit more beginner friendly. I also think that the quick mastery of vocabulary is quite nice because it covers both N4 and N5 levels. As for this one, this is quite nice, but obviously you can have one book for the 2 levels. Maybe it's better for you. I don't know. It really depends on what you like, because this one has a bit more interesting illustrations on it. I think it's really cute, but at the same time, maybe you are not too fond on cute illustrations. Maybe this one is better. It kind of depends on what you like. And actually, this one also offers a really nice table of verb conjugations. I know that we are talking mostly about vocabulary books, but I think it's really nice to have different verb conjugations. So you can, look at it, and it will help you during your studies, because I don't know, I feel like sometimes when you don't memorize it, it's good to look at it, and this one actually has it, but this one doesn't, so yes. The second category is the quantity of material. I would say that the new Shinkansen one, without a doubt, has the best quantity and in-depth word explanations, alongside with the best vocabulary builder. This is because both offer a lot of different words with proper explanations. They both offer a lot of example sentences. Also, these 2 books really do explain which word is a verb, which word is an adjective, and so on. So that's quite nice. These 2 books also offer an app that you can use to study a little bit better. And the app from the best vocabulary builder can be used for all these different books from the same publisher. Basically just have to install one app, right? For the new Shinkansen one, well, it's not as intuitive, I think, and you also have to install an app for each book. So for example, you have one app for this one, and then if you want to buy the other books, you will have to download the other apps for each book, basically. Both apps are quite nice. They both offer the voice recordings for the reading sections. For this one, you also have to buy an extra €2 if you want to have the English translations or Chinese translations or so on. For the reading sections, the best vocabulary build offers a lot of different small reading sections. For example, you always start off by having the reading section first, and then you have the words. Reading section, words. Reading section, words. As for the new Shinkansen one, I feel like well, you have just basically a list of words, and then sometimes you do have a reading section, which is a lot bigger. It covers the whole page. As for the best vocabulary builder, you also have the reading section, but it covers way less. Now for the third category, pricing. As for the pricing, they are very, very similar. Pricing is important as well. Obviously, a lot of people have that in mind when they buy a book. So the Hajimete no Nihongo and the best vocabulary book are both the same price, which is 1,300 yen. The Nihongo no Tango Speedo Master is a bit more expensive at 1,400 yen, but it includes the N4 and N5 level, so it's a bit more expensive, but you also have more in it. As for these ones, you obviously will have to buy the N5 and N4 level if you want to have it. And finally, the Shinkanzen Master Tango comes at around 1,600 yen, making this book the most expensive one. Obviously, the prices might change depending on where you buy it, but I think it's easier if I just tell you the prices that are on the back of the book. And now for the last category, which is how the book is organized. I feel like all of the books are very well organized. It really depends on your personal opinion. From my point of view, I prefer the way that the best vocabulary builder and the new Shinkanzen are organized. For the new Shinkanzen, I actually feel like I prefer this one a lot better. It starts off by telling the nouns, the verbs, the adjectives, and then inside the nouns you also have more topics, which I think it's easier because I prefer having the verbs separated from the nouns. For example, the best vocabulary builder is also really well organized, but if you look at the index, it doesn't really divide it the way the new Shinkanzen divides it. And you can't really tell where the verbs are. They are just mixed between each topic. And I do prefer having like a list of verbs, a list of nouns. That's the way I like it better, but it doesn't mean that it's the same for everyone. So it kind of depends on what you prefer doing. Okay, so these are my final thoughts on each category. Feel free to pause the video so you can read a little bit better, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so I think I pretty much explained a bit better what all of these books offer. I think they are really nice for anyone. It really depends on what you are, which level you are in currently also. If I were to choose just one book, I think currently maybe I would go for this one. And it's only because I feel like the way it's organized and having so many like materials and words to study, I think that's something that I really enjoy. However, I was quite surprised by this one. I think this is quite nice as well, even though it's not as, completed as the new Shinkanzen one. I think this is quite nice as well for someone who already has a bit of foundation. And they also offer the N5 level, which I don't have, but maybe it's something quite good for you to try. The new Shinkanzen one does not offer the N5 level. So I hope you like this video. I'm planning on reviewing more books and explaining a bit how my Japanese learning journey has been so far. Like there's been some ups and downs, obviously. As a full-time worker, I feel like sometimes you don't have a lot of time to study. You really do have to organize yourself if you want to, study this very challenging and complex language. So hope to see you soon. Bye.